especially for someone like me, if there's a lot going on in my life, I can be very narrow focused, and then I'm all into that, and then I forget that I actually need to eat, and I forget certain stuff because I'm so focused on other stuff. So it just changes. My body changes shape and size all the time, and it's about learning to accept those fluctuations and being okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I am never going to be the kind of person who will stay a certain size. And I'm okay with that. I go up and down. I mean, lots of other people like to comment on people's changing size, especially. And I have learnt to really be very vocal about my boundaries there. Whether I've put on weight or whether I have lost weight, I don't want you commenting on what my body looks like. My body has nothing to do with you and your opinions, and shouldn't be anywhere near coming out of your mouth, because it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it. But I don't want people to comment on that all the time. And it's the same with my girls. I was just at a family function at the weekend. My dad is so fucking bad at commenting on people's weight. It's the first thing he says to anyone, and especially women. No, probably only women. And I had to really tell him off. It's none of your business, Dad. It really is none of your business whether my daughter has got skinny legs, or whether you think she's lost too much weight, or you think she needs to go on a diet. That is not yours. So please, let's stop commenting on that. And
Yes.
that I don't know where else to say. I think it's just about that kind of acceptance, and just not trying to worry about weight. I'm definitely definitely not weighing myself, and I'm just making sure that I role model that to my girls is incredibly important to me, because through so many different channels, they're getting messages all the time that they have to live up to a certain standard, and they're not beautiful if they don't look like this. And I'm trying to constantly fight those fires all the time. Even at school, they're saying that there's this health initiative where they want to weigh and measure children. And you have to actually opt out in order for that to not happen to your child. Well, I opt out all the time. There's not an emphasis on restriction or what my children should eat. I want it to come naturally to them. I want them to just go with what feels good. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot to fight against, and I don't always get it right. I'm not in a place of complete and utter acceptance. I still will obsess about certain areas that I'm not liking, because I'm a fucking product of this society as well. The diet industry is a multi-billion pound industry that we have all grown up with. I was born in 1980, and I was bombarded with diets, and my mum was on every single kind of diet you can ever possibly think of. It was a new diet each week, and of course they weren't going to bloody work, because they're designed not to work. That's how they make their money. And I haven't got it all sussed. I haven't come to a complete place of body acceptance, but I would say that 70-80% of the time I'm really good. And what I've noticed is one of the times that I really couldn't give a fuck about how my body looks is when I'm going through really difficult times. Like, I'm just like, why would I be focusing on something so irrelevant and so insignificant, something somebody else has put onto me when I'm going through that struggle, because that thing is a lot more important than whether I need to lose a stone or not. And it's still a battle every single day. Every single day I have to remind myself that I don't need to look a certain way. But oh my God, it's a hell of a lot better than it was.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Yeah. I think you really nailed it in that your very opening sentence. I think you said, I just accepted that my body changes. Like, if we'd have grown up with that kind of acceptance, which look, your children are going to do, which is such a beautiful gift. Yes. I'll just instill that out into all children right now.
yeah.
That alone is so healthy to know. And I didn't really have that. Same as you, my mum was in that era. No, absolutely not. I've written this in my book and I'm always like, oh no, I don't mean like, mum, you were doing something wrong. Like everyone's mums were doing that.
Yeah.
Weight
But
Watchers.
they were a product of what they were taught. This is
Yeah,
society that has taught them that they weren't good enough. So they were,
absolutely.
yeah. So it's not their fault at all.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, it is it's in with this like patriarchy thing as well, isn't it? It's all like how men think women's bodies should be, and we've taken that on, and it's like, yeah.
Absolutely. But then if we weren't so worried about what we were eating, what we look like, how much we weigh, then think about all the space we'd have to actually do the important things, like change legislation, like be in, politics and worried about the law and work. We're too powerful. We are too powerful. So this is it's a great form of control. It's a great
Wow.
form of control. If they don't make us think that we're not good enough and that we've got to constantly change ourselves, then there's too much space to think about the really important shit, and they don't want that.